Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to study the type of pipes, valves, and the joinery for these pipes and valves that we use in a plumbing system. So let's first talk about the type of pipes that we use in a plumbing system. These types of pipes are basically based upon the type of material they are made up of. So first one is asbestos pipe. Asbestos, it's just a cement-like material, but it is way lighter than the actual cement, and it is much stronger. For small diameter pipes, we do not need reinforcements in asbestos pipe, but where there are pipes with larger diameter, we sometimes do add some kind of reinforcement in them to make them more stronger. So asbestos pipes look like these. These pipes are available in long lengths. That means that we won't be needing a lot of joinery, and the less joinery means that the risk of leakage will be reduced. Asbestos cement pipe, which is also named as AC pipes, they were used extensively in the mid 1900s in portable water distribution system. That means that actually when this type of pipe was manufactured, first we started using it as a portable water distribution system. Portable means that the drinking water. But over the time, we witnessed that the AC pipes undergoes a gradual degradation in the form of corrosion. And corrosion in portable water is not suitable, it's not healthy for us. Therefore, we stopped using AC pipes for the portable water distribution systems, and instead we started using these as the drainage pipes only. The corrosion in these pipes actually led to the reduction in the effective cross section, as already discussed, that how the corrosion actually reduced the diameter of the pipe. That means that less water will flow from these pipes. This reduction in the cross section also resulted in pipe softening, and it reduced the mechanical strength of the pipe. The shelf life span of AC pipe is almost 70 years, but the actual service life mainly depends upon the pipe condition and its working environment. Next is galvanized pipes. These are basically steel pipes. Once you have manufactured these steel pipes, you dip these into a protective zinc coating, and that zinc coating actually prevents the corrosion and rusting in the steel. So galvanized piping was commonly installed in homes that were built before 1960s. They hadn't been used oftenly because even though they are dipped in the zinc coating to prevent corrosion, but still the rusting and corrosion will build up inside the pipe, just like shown here. So that means already these pipes are of smaller diameters, so when there is further corrosion, rusting of the material here, it will immensely reduce the effective diameter of the pipe. And in these type of galvanized pipe, we saw that if the pipe is old enough, the water coming out of these pipes did include the rust traces, because the scaling, the rust that was being created within the diameter of the pipe, it could break loose from inside of the pipe, and then it will flow along with the water, and so when we use that water, we can easily see the rust traces in it. So majorly these type of galvanized pipe, we started using it for the gray water. Gray water is any water that is coming out of baths, sinks, and WCs, etc. So the next type of pipe that we use in plumbing system is brass pipe, and the best brass pipe is the one in which we mix 85% of copper, and that is called red brass pipe. Brass pipe provides a long-lasting material, and it does not even corrode from the inside. One of the major advantage of brass pipe is that they are very easier to thread than steel pipes. Threading is a type of joinery that we are going to study later on in this lecture. So yeah, it's very easy to join two pipes together through threading process, which is easier than the steel pipe joinery. The brass pipes are equally good for hot water and cold water distribution systems. These pipes can be used as pump fittings, water tanks and wells, etc. Brass pipe normally tends to last longer than any other plumbing material. Next one is copper pipes. These are the type of pipes that we usually find in our old houses, even in Pakistan. This is the most common material that we use here for plumbing. They are extremely durable and reliable against corrosion, and copper pipes can also be used both for hot water and cold water. The only disadvantage of copper pipes is that the joinery that we use for these kind of pipes is soldering, and soldering is a bit skill expertise, so we also need skilled labor to join these copper pipes. Copper pipes look like this. Cast iron pipes. Cast iron pipe look like this. All of these cast iron pipes will have this type of pattern on one end and this type of pattern on the other end, and this particular formation is called bell and spigot type. Bell and spigot is also a type of joinery. We can also make this cast iron pipes just like normal one, having this type of end at both sides, but in that case we have to thread the joints. But these cast iron pipes are very heavy, therefore using the threaded joint is not possible because they are very heavy to lift. Therefore we manufacture them in this type of bell and spigot joint. That also makes them inexpensive as compared to the threaded joints. These type of pipes are usually used for the underground water distribution systems or installations as the main pipe on drainage system. So as already said, that cast iron pipe is heavy, so when you are assembling a joint, you must be supporting it so that it does not break. Stainless steel pipes are the latest extravagance in the plumbing system nowadays. They are too much neat, very fancy looking. You must have seen these type of Muslim showers and these type of pipes in your houses. They are very fine, but they are very expensive at the same time. In stainless steel pipe, there is 0% chances of corrosion or rusting. Therefore, they are the best type of plumbing pipes. But since they are very expensive, so we make sure that we use these type of stainless steel pipes where it is mandatory to use them, just like near coastal areas where there is more corrosion and more dampness in the earth. Stainless steel pipes have another very major advantage over other types of plumbing pipes, that steel pipes can be actually made as a flexible pipe, just shown in this picture, and obviously they can be rigid ones as well. They use couplers like this so that they can be joined to any other type of pipes. PVC pipes, these are for the potable drinking water only, and they will be specially designed so that it should meet the proper health requirements. PVC pipes have longer lives because they are inert to water. PVC, polyvinyl chloride, it does not react with water at all. Therefore, there is no rusting problem in PVC pipes too. But the problem with PVC pipe is they can be used for the cold water, but they are not suitable at all for the hot water distribution. PEX piping. PEX piping look like this, blue and red. Blue is for the cold water and red is for the hot water, but here in Pakistan the color of PEX piping is only green that we get, and you can usually see this kind of PEX piping where we have temporarily installed plumbing system. These are flexible plastic pipes and they are generally leak free. They are best for the indoor water distribution. They should not be exposed to sunlight, but unfortunately here in Pakistan we usually use it on the roof plumbing system and they are exposed to the sunlight, but unfortunately we are not bothered about it, that what is the outcome of the PEX piping being exposed to the UV rays from the sunlight. Why do we use it? Because the initial cost is higher than the other piping materials, but its maintenance cost is very minimal and its installation is also very quick. So this is very much popular in small businesses and residential homes. Only drawback is that it cannot be used outside, as the ultraviolet rays can ruin the plastic. The next we have the type of pipe fittings. These are the type of fittings that we use to join most of the pipes that we have studied earlier. How did they look like? So the first one is elbow pipe fitting. Elbow pipe fitting, as the shape suggests, the name of the pipe. They are used to change the direction of flow between two pipes. These are available in different kind of angles, like 22.5 degrees. This is the 45-degree elbow fitting. This is 90-degree elbow fitting, and this is the reduced elbow. So what is a reduced elbow? So in case we have to join two same diameter pipes with one another, then we use these type of normal elbow pipe fittings. And if we have the other pipe that is smaller in diameter, then we use this reduced elbow. Reducer pipe fitting. This is the normal reducer pipe fitting, which actually reduces the flow size from larger to smaller by reducing the size of the pipe. So a larger diameter pipe will be connected at this point, and a smaller diameter pipe would be connected at this point. Hence, the large flow of water coming from here will gradually reduce in this section, and then it will flow into a smaller diameter pipe. Then we have T-type fittings. These are the two type of T fittings, and the shape also suggests the name. It's making a T. T-type fitting is a component of plumbing system which is in T shape. It always have one inlet and two outlets, and they are arranged at a 90 degree to the main connection, which is the inlet. But sometimes we can also use these T-type fittings to combine the flow from two inlets here to one outlet here. This is what a T-type fitting does. But if all the three sides of a T, the inlet and the outlets, they are similar in size, then we name it as equal T. If the T has this kind of formation, that either the inlets are bigger and the outlet is smaller, or the outlet is smaller and the inlets are bigger, then we call it unequal T. Here is the cross type. It has 4 openings, 1, 2, third one is here, and fourth one is here. So 4 openings in all 4 directions. That means that this type of fitting can connect 4 pipes at one time. These type of fittings we usually use for the 5 sprinkler systems. Now comes the coupling. Coupling, or a coupler, looks like this. It is used to connect the pipes of same diameter. When we need to increase the length of the pipe and we are using 2 or more pipes together, we are using this type of coupling or coupler. We can also use coupling when we have a pipe which is broken or it's producing a leakage. This is how a regular coupler looks. If it is connected between 2 pipes, it prevents leakage by the arrangement of gasket or rubber seals. The rubber seals or gaskets are provided here at this end and at this end. Otherwise, we provide a glue. So whenever we are providing this type of coupling to join 2 pipes, we cannot open them again. We can just fix them once. They cannot be reopened. The next thing which is similar to coupling is unions. It has a similar function. The only difference is that we cannot remove the coupler once it's fixed, but we can definitely remove the union whenever we need to. Why? Because of this type of formation, this type of pattern on the union. So a union consists of a nut which has male and female ended threads. So this type of threads is called male threads, and this type of normal plain blended side, this is called the female thread. Adapters. We use adapters when the plumbing pipes that we are using does not have any special ends at both their sides, or they have plain ends. So adapters are of two types. One is called the male adapter. Male adapter will have threads like this on one end, and the other side will be plain like this. This side is going to go into the pipe that we need to connect, and and this joint will be fixed. Then we cannot open it but the other pipe that will be connected over this end, we can always reopen it whenever we want. And the other type of adapter is female adapter. Female adapter has threads which are on the inner side like this, and the other side here is plain, and this side will actually be inserted into the plain plumbing pipe that we were using. This side joinery will be fixed, but we can always open this side of joint. So what type of adapter are we going to use in our pipes, whether male or female, depends upon that what type of joinery we need for connecting one pipe to another pipe. Adapters are generally used for copper and PVC pipes. Male adapters contain male threads and female adapters contain female threads. One end of adapter is plain, which is glued or welded or soldered. This is how we join it to the pipe, and whether we use the welding technique or soldering technique or glue it, this is going to be these two ends. Both of these are going to be the fixed ends. Plug looks like this. It's a component of plumbing which we generally use to close the pipe opening during the inspections and repairs. So whenever we want to stop the flow of water, we use these kind of plugs in the pipes and the water cannot flow. And this is very helpful when we are doing some kind of repairs or inspections of those pipes. Cap, it's a type of pipe fitting which is almost similar to what a plug does, but the only difference is that a plug has male threads and cap has female threads. So you see the threads are over here. So these are the male threads and these are the female threads, and we screw them onto the male thread of pipe. These are available in different materials like rubber, copper, steel, plastic, etc. Now let's talk about the joinery, that what type of different joining techniques that we use. So different material require different type of joining techniques. We cannot use one joining technique to all kind of materials. Ideally, the pipes should be jointless and seamless, so there should not to be any kind of leakage, but it is not possible because these pipes are not manufactured on the site. They are actually manufactured in the factory, and then we have to transport them from factory to the side. So it becomes difficult for us if we need 100 feet of pipe, we cannot bring 100 feet long pipe from the factory to the site. That's why we break it down into say maybe 20 feet pipe, and then we can join 5 pipes together to make it 100 feet long. So the length of the pipe also depends upon the properties of the material that we are using. But since we cannot make a pipe seamless or jointless, therefore we make sure that the joints we are providing, the joinery that we are doing, is strong enough that the content doesn't go out. What is the content? The water. It doesn't go out of the pipe, and if there is any impurity outside the pipe, it does not go inside the pipe. It should not contaminate the water which is inside the pipe. So why there is a leakage in pipe? Because sometimes there is increased pressure that actually makes the joinery weak. In that case, we have the leakage problem. The joinery is weak makes that the impurities outside the pipe can come inside, and which will eventually reduce the water pressure inside the pipe. So while joining any two pipes, we make sure that they are leak proof and there are no gaps. So we fill those gaps if any, with soft material that we call sealer. So there are three types of sealers that we use: thread, which is cotton thread or jute thread, or we use putty. Putty is actually a mixture of linseed oil and zinc oxide, or we use PVC tape around all these joints. Valves and plumbing system. So why do we need valves in our pipe fittings? We need valves because sometimes we need to stop or regulate the flow of water in the pipes. So different types of valves are available depending upon what is their function, what is their application. So some of the important types of valves are listed over here. Valves look like this. So the first three valves mentioned here, gate valve, plug valve and ball valve, they are used for the isolation only, that they stop the flow of water altogether. So inside this valve, the system is like this. This is the system for a gate valve. This is the gate. The water is flowing from here. When we move this valve, it comes down here at the seat and it actually obstructs the water flowing from this side to this side. Here is the diagram of plug valve. This is the plug. You rotate it from here, it goes up. Then there is a constant flow of water. You want to stop the water flow, you rotate it and it actually blocks the water. For throttling purpose, we use globe valve. Globe valve looks like this. What is throttling? So throttle means to reduce the flow of water. So this is the globe valve. When we bring it down by rotating the valve over here, we are actually reducing the amount of space through which the water flows. The amount of space is usually reduced when it comes down, and hence the flow which is going out is reduced. Globe valve cannot be used for isolating the water completely. Check valve, that is used for preventing the reverse flow of water. That means it would not allow to go in a reverse direction. Butterfly valve is used both for the isolation purpose and for the throttling purpose. Butterfly valve looks like this. This is the butterfly disc. If this butterfly disc sits exactly over this seat, it is going to stop the water. If it's slightly rotated, it would allow some amount of water to flow outside. Diaphragm valve is used for partial isolation. Looks like this. And then we have a pressure relief valve. Pressure relief valve is the one that we use to control or reduce the pressure. This is the conventional relief valve or pressure relief valve. Here is the disc. By bringing this disc over here, we are reducing the pressure of the water which will go through this outlet. So that is all about the pipes, material, their joinery, and the valves that we use in our plumbing system.